Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Sunday, January 30th, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Cincinnati Bengals vs Kansas City Chiefs. The Cincinnati Bengals, led by their Joe Cool Burrow at quarterback, went into a hostile environment in Tennessee against the Titans and the W, but they face an even taller task this week when they go up against the Chiefs. In the first round of the playoffs, the Bengals drew a depleted and flawed opponent in the Las Vegas Raiders, and to their credit, they got the win most people expected them to get. Cincy traveled to face the Tennessee Titans in the second round, who were healthy, rested, and got all-star running back Derrick Henry on the field again after missing the balance of the season with a foot injury. Cincinnati, the Bengals come into this game as healthy as can be expected. They lost Larry Ogunjobi for the playoffs, but that is less impactful against a pass-happy Chiefs, and they've played without him for the better part of both games. The Chiefs secondary is already fairly suspect, but not having Matthew would have major implications. He is a playmaker and would certainly be expected to help in coverage with Chase. Fenton is likely to go on Sunday as he's been a full participant in practice since Wednesday. Both teams are going to feature the passing game in this matchup, particularly with the projected nice weather. The Bengals can take some solace in the fact that they were able to slow down Hill and Kels in the first matchup, but Mahomes will certainly find the mismatches out there. Burrow and Chase lit up the Chiefs secondary in the first game, but that was at Cincinnati and not in front of the raucous Chiefs crowd. It will be fascinating to see how the 25-year-old Burrow handles the crowd noise. The sleeper in this matchup could be Mixon. If the Bengals are able to establish the running game and he is the best back on either side, that could change the tenor of this game. Given the events of Sunday night, it is not a big surprise that a lot of public money is heading the Chiefs' way. Mahomes deservedly has taken back his place as the best quarterback in the NFL, and the Chiefs have a home field advantage unique to few other teams. That said, I think the key to this game will be Joe Mixon. He has taken a back seat to the Bengals' superstar quarterback and Rookie of the Year favorite Chase. The Chiefs have been notoriously susceptible to the run during this stretch of dominance. Bengals coach Zach Taylor has to realize that they will not be able to simply run the same game plan as the first matchup, not on the road with this crowd. The Bengals will need to run the ball, and Mixon can be a dynamic runner. The Bengals have learned to win in these 2 playoff games at less than a fast break pace. The formula is there. Run the ball enough to force the Chiefs to use their safeties in the box, take shots down the field with Chase, and keep Hill in front of them. I'm banking on the young Bengals to do just that. Our first betting pick will be the Bengals to win. The Chiefs' defense had a very good second half of the season, but has looked vulnerable in the playoffs, albeit against stronger offenses than the Bengals have faced. The defense has allowed 28.5 points per game in the 2 wins, 4 sacks, and 4 tackles for loss. The Chiefs secondary has not recorded an interception in either game and will keep their fingers crossed that Pro Bowl safety Tyrann Mathieu will be cleared from concussion protocols in time for Sunday's game. For the season, the Chiefs finished 27th in passing yards allowed, 24th in yards per pass, but finished a respectable 13th in interceptions. The Chiefs also finished just 29th in the NFL in sacks, so they may not be able to exploit the Bengals' issues with protecting Burrow. In the first matchup, they were able to sack Burrow 4 times, keeping in line with their playoff sacks. Burrow did, however, throw 4 touchdown passes with 0 interceptions and a passer rating of 148. The Chiefs didn't have any answers for Burrow's favorite target, Chase, who had a rookie record 266 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. Our second betting pick will be over 54. San Francisco 49ers vs Los Angeles Rams. San Francisco struggled out of the gates this season, losing 5 of its first 8 games. The 49ers recovered down the stretch, winning 7 of their final 9 contests. They entered the final week of the regular season with their playoff hopes hanging in the balance. San Francisco trailed Los Angeles by 17 points, but it responded with a comeback effort to win a 27-24 final in overtime. The 49ers were dominant in their first meeting with Los Angeles, beating the Rams by 21 points in mid-November, kickstarting their second half of the season run. Their defense has been the story in the playoffs, leading them to wins over Dallas and Green Bay. The way the 49ers have been able to pull off 2 playoff upsets despite getting almost no production from the quarterback position is impressive, and if Garoppolo can be even anywhere close to how he looked week 18 against the Rams, this team becomes even scarier. McVay's inability to beat Shanahan even with far worse 49ers teams than this makes it hard to trust the Rams, and this is shaping up to be a good matchup for San Francisco to pull off yet another road win. San Francisco's defense has transformed into an elite unit, allowing 5.1 yards per play with an 8.58% sack rate to rank 3rd in the NFL in both stats behind a huge defensive line rotation that keeps pass rushers fresh plus a secondary that got much healthier just before the playoffs. Los Angeles's pass rush is scary on the other side for most opponents, but San Francisco was the one dominating the trenches in the regular season, and getting the impossible to tackle Samuel Moore involved in the run game late in the year was huge for the offense. Los Angeles lost both of its regular season meetings with San Francisco, but the Rams have been extremely sharp besides that. They only lost 3 other games during the regular season, with 2 of those losses coming against the eventual number 1 seeds in both conferences. Los Angeles opened the postseason with a beatdown against NFC West rival Arizona, recording a 34-11 win. The Rams followed it up with what started out as another blowout. They led 27-3 at reigning Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay last week, but Tom Brady put together a shocking rally to tie the game in the final minutes. Los Angeles responded with a last-second field goal to advance to the NFC Championship. Our first betting pick will be 49ers plus 3.5. Los Angeles is now up against the spread at 10-9, having covered in both of its playoff games after crushing the Arizona Cardinals in the wild card round. Overs are 10-8-1 for the Rams, including 1-1 in their matchups with the 49ers so far. The explosive Los Angeles offense averages 27.1 points and 375.2 yards per game to rank 7th in the NFL in both categories. Los Angeles is right around league average numbers defensively, with opponents racking up 21.9 points and 337.1 yards per game. Stafford had an up-and-down year, completing 404 of 601 pass attempts for 4,886 yards, 41 touchdowns and 18 interceptions. Sony Michel led the Rams with 208 carries for 845 yards and 4 touchdowns. Will Cup's season will go down in the record books after he piles up 145 receptions for 1,947 yards and 16 touchdowns. Aaron Donald was a first-team All-Pro yet again, piling up 84 tackles including 19 for loss, 25 quarterback hits, 12.5 sacks, 4 pass breakups and 4 forced fumbles. The 49ers are 11-8 against the spread and have covered in 6 of their last 8 games including wins over the Packers, Cowboys, Rams, and Bengals as an underdog. Overs are 8-11 for the 49ers, and 6 of their last 7 games including the 2 playoff contests have gone under the betting total. San Francisco has solid, if unspectacular numbers offensively, putting up an average of 25.1 points and 365.3 yards per game. The 49ers defense got better as the season went on, ranking 9th overall with 21.5 points per game allowed and 3rd with 307.4 yards per contest allowed. Garoppolo battled through injuries to complete 301 of 441 pass attempts for 3,810 yards, 20 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Mitchell carried the ball 207 times for 963 yards and 5 touchdowns as a rookie, while Deebo Samuel is one of the best all-around weapons in the NFL with 59 carries for 365 yards and 8 touchdowns plus 77 receptions for 1,405 yards and 6 touchdowns. Fred Warner had another terrific season at linebacker, piling up 137 tackles including 7 for a loss, 4 pass breakups and 1 forced fumble. Our second betting pick will be under 45.5. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you the user or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.